Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries has begun a review on the possible salvage of the sunken Sewol Ferry. The government will promote exports of innovative plastics, 3D theater displays, and other niche products in state-of-the-art fields. And from CES in Las Vegas, USA, the latest smart technology allows users to wear their gadgets as shoe insoles. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Friday, January 9th. I'm Luke Clary. The Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries has begun a review on the possible salvage of the sunken Sewol Ferry. A thorough survey is scheduled using high-tech equipment, and results of the inspection are expected to come out around late March.
A 357-ton maritime research vessel named the Ieodo, which belongs to the Korea Institute of Ocean Science and Technology, departs from Jangmok Port. It will arrive in waters where the Sewol Ferry sank near Jindo Island Friday afternoon. Its mission is to probe underwater topography covering a 2-kilometer area for a week to determine whether to pull Sewol Ferry up from underwater.
해저면에 이제 정밀한 수심 지형을 파악하는 거, 그다음에 이제 해저면이 어떤 퇴적물로 구성이 되어 있고 두께가 어떤 식으로 퇴적물이 구성이 되어 있는지에 대한.
Families of the victims who are also on board with the survey team have high hopes.
그 속에는 9분의 그 가족 품으로 돌아가지 못한 분이 있고, 또한 세월호는 왜 사고 났는지 중요한 증거 자료이기 때문에 꼭 온전한 상태로 인양돼서 속 시원하게.
The Oceans and Fisheries Ministry will also mobilize a barge, the Hyundai Poryong, from January 23rd. The mission will continue in 3 phases until the end of February, in which ocean velocity will be measured and an environmental survey conducted. Survey results that will determine whether to salvage the ferry from under the sea are expected to come out around late March.
Foot and mouth disease continues to spread in hog farms despite the efforts of the government and farmers to contain the virus. The ruling Saenuri Party and the government have convened an emergency meeting to discuss measures.
3 of some 3,600 pigs raised on this farm in Sejong have tested positive for foot and mouth disease. The Ministry for Food, Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries ordered the culling of 220 pigs and imposed movement restrictions on hog farms located within a 3-kilometer radius from the affected farm. Suspicious symptoms have also been found at 4 pig farms in Anseong, Gyeonggi Province, where cattle were recently hit by foot and mouth disease. But despite the government's efforts to contain the virus, it has spread across the nation. So far, it has hit 37 farms, resulting in the culling of 28,000 pigs and 1 cow. The ruling Saenuri Party and the government convened an emergency meeting and decided to raise the foot and mouth disease vaccination rate to nearly 100%.
이 100%가 다 백신을 놓게 되면 이 부작용이 방지가 되는데 지금 뭐 수정권 한 70% 정도밖에 접종이 안 된다는 겁니다.
The authorities have also agreed to significantly raise the nearly $460 fine levied on farms that refuse to vaccinate their animals under the belief that they undermine the quality of meat. The authorities will also establish an early alert system and conduct blood serum tests on a regular basis to ensure that cases of foot and mouth disease are reported swiftly.
Some 700 visiting nurses who care for patients such as senior citizens living alone have been fired without being transitioned into full-time positions. Here's more.
80-year-old Kim Ak-ja, who lives alone, suddenly lights up. A visiting nurse has come to her home. Kim cannot freely move about since her hip joint surgery.
눈물이 계속 그런가 보네. 이쪽이 더 심해졌다.
Yu has been the caretaker of some 600 seniors living alone over the past 8 years. To Kim, Yu is like her own daughter.
오면 다정스럽게 해주고 인정 입고를 해주고 내 혈압도 재주고 내 아픈데 내가 그거 한데 다 말해주고 가고.
But Yu will not be able to visit Kim anymore. 2 weeks ago, the local district office gave a unilateral notice to visiting nurses of terminating their contract.
어르신들 한 분 한 분이 너무 눈에 밟혀요. 눈물도 나고요. 걱정되는 분들도 많고요.
Nurses visiting individual homes of the socially vulnerable number some 2,500 nationwide, and 700 or 30% of them have been laid off. The government decided to transition visiting nurses with over 2 years of work experience into indefinite contract employees. The local government rather laid them off over budget concerns. The government says it cannot interfere in provincial matters. With the mass layoff of visiting nurses, the right to health of the socially vulnerable class has come under serious threat.
The government is determined to promote exports of innovative products and materials like plastics as tough as steel and 3D theater displays. The decision is part of efforts to unearth and nurture niche markets in state-of-the-art technological fields.
Polyketone is an innovative plastic material. Looking like rice, this material has been lauded as the most groundbreaking discovery since the invention of nylon because it's highly resistant to shocks, heat, and chemicals. Polyketone manufacturers in the US and Europe have even received pre-orders for the material and plan to gradually increase its production as its popularity continues to soar.
40~50만 톤 되더라도 전 세계 그 80조의 한 10%도 안 되는 이제 그런 시장이기 때문에 이 시장의 그 확장성은 굉장히 크다고.
Multi-screen systems that cover the walls surrounding the main screen in movie theaters enable 3D images without the use of 3D goggles. This technology is expected to bring in around $1.3 billion in profits to the global market. Fuel cells, which supply electricity and heating using natural gas, have also been picked as a next-generation growth engine.
좋은 일자리의 창출, 그리고 기업의 투자를 더욱더 자극함으로써 선순환적인 생태계가 이루어지겠다는 데 의미가 있겠습니다.
The government will also support the development of safety products, such as an alert that awakes drowsy drivers.
The demand for large container ships remains steady despite the sluggish shipbuilding market. The world's largest container vessel, the size of 4 soccer fields and built with Korean technology, has set sail for the first time.
With a loud whistle, the world's largest container ship shows off its regal form. 395 meters long and 59 meters wide, the ship is as large as 4 soccer fields put together. It can carry 1,000 more containers than existing container ships for a total load capacity of 19,000 containers. If all of the containers were to line up, it would equal the distance between the cities of Koje and Ulsan, which is over 120 kilometers. The ship is also environment-friendly, equipped with a system to refine and recycle waste oil after fueling the ship.
에너지 효율과 환경 오염 물질 배출 저감 효과를 높인 아주 기술력으로 상당히 강점이 있는 그런 배입니다.
Based on Korea's advanced shipbuilding technology, 5 more container ships of this size will be built.
한국조선소의 차별화된 기술력, 특히 친환경 고효율 선박을 건조함으로써 세계 1등의 위치를 계속 유지할 수 있을 것으로 생각이 됩니다.
Despite the overall sluggish growth in the shipbuilding sector, the market for ultra-large container ships that commands a steady demand is expected to be dominated by Korean builders for the time being.
Most of the wearable electronic gadgets developed so far are intended to be worn as a wristwatch or glasses. But the latest technology allows users to wear their gadgets as shoe insoles. Here's more from the Consumer Electronics Show currently underway in Las Vegas, USA.
When a smartphone user walks, the distance and pace are displayed on the screen. The data is transmitted in real time by pressure sensors installed inside the user's shoe insoles.
게임기의 입력장 키로도 활용할 수 있을 뿐만 아니라 스포츠 용도에 있어서는 바르게 걷는지, 바르게 달리는지.
This product received an award at the Consumer Electronics Show for its originality, as it's the first smart gadget to be developed in the form of a shoe insole. This attire, looking like a spider and made using a 3D printer, spreads its legs automatically to protect the user when an undesired object approaches. Equipped with motion-detecting sensors and state-of-the-art robotic technologies, the product can be developed further to be used not only for self-defense, but also for military use as well.
Is through proximity sensors that are centered right here. And when you come too close to the model, the spider legs rear up as if to attack, to protect the personal space around the wearer.
This exhibition puts on display the latest products developed by Korean home appliance makers, such as washing machines that combine large and compact drums and those with pre-wash stain-removing functions.
Diabetic retinopathy, a complication of diabetes, is the #1 cause of blindness in Korea. As more cases of diabetes are diagnosed among younger people, the number of diabetic retinopathy patients in their 30s and 40s is increasing as well.
This man in his 40s is getting his retinas checked. Having had diabetes for 7 years, he developed diabetic retinopathy a year ago as a complication of his illness.
회사 업무를 하다 보니까 눈이 흐리게 나와갖고 처음에 노안이라고 생각을 했습니다.
High blood sugar levels may cause blockages in retinal blood vessels, which could result in blindness. This condition is called diabetic retinopathy, one of diabetes complications. It was found that 9.3%, or almost 1 in 10 diabetic patients in their 30s and 40s, already suffer from this eye disease. This diabetic complication is more fatal among younger patients because they are apt to be unaware of the condition, which can develop without symptoms. Also, young patients, usually under severe stress, have a hard time controlling their blood sugar levels.
망막이 많이 손상이 되면서 나타날 수 있는 여러 가지 합병증, 즉 망막이 붓는다든지 출혈이 생겨서 시력이 안 보인다든지 하는 그런 합병증이 생기게 되는 거죠.
Keeping the blood sugar level under control is crucial to preventing diabetic retinopathy. If a patient can control their blood sugar, the benefits can be seen in about 2 years. The risk of developing diabetic retinopathy increases the longer one has had diabetes. Therefore, young diabetic patients are advised to get periodical checkups with their eye specialists.
The animated film Penguins of Madagascar, the latest chapter in the wildly popular Madagascar series, features a song by Korean girl group Wonder Girls. This and more coming up in today's Showbiz News.
Korean girl group Wonder Girls' song was featured in the animation film Penguins of Madagascar, about an exciting adventure of 4 mischievous penguins. In the scene where the penguins dressed up as mermaids to perform in a show, they danced to the tune of Wonder Girls' hit Nobody playing in the background. Released last week, Penguins of Madagascar is the latest sequel of the Madagascar series, created by DreamWorks, famous for the Shrek and Kung Fu Panda enterprises. Opened 8 days ago in Korea, the animation film has already attracted 1 million Korean moviegoers. Popular girl group Jewelry has announced that it is officially disbanding after 14 years. Having debuted in 2001, Jewelry came to be loved by many with such hits as One More Time and I Really Like You. The group's management agency said the breakup was inevitable as the members' contracts have expired. KBS 2 TV has launched a new variety program titled Invisible Man. Hosted by Kang Oh-dong, the show features celebrities playing games with ordinary office workers. In the first episode, actress Ha Ji-won appeared as a guest to attract viewer interest.
Pure gold is a symbol of wealth, but the metal is now being used for a wider variety of purposes in our everyday lives. Let's take a look. This is a restaurant in downtown Seoul. It looks ordinary, but it serves a special dish.
귀족 버거 하나만 주세요.
예, 알겠습니다. 귀족 버거 주세요.
The name of the burger itself suggests something unusual and special. Toasted buns and a beef patty. So far, it looks the same as other burgers, but the chef takes out a secret special ingredient to add a final touch. It's edible gold powder, the key ingredient in the so-called royal burger. It's sprinkled on top of the burger, along with black garlic, which is known to be good for health.
몸에 좋은 햄버거를 만들자는 모토 아래 음식을 만들고 있거든요. 그래서 금가루가 보통 우리 몸에서 정화작용을 한다고 하더라고요. 그래서 햄버거에다 금을 올릴 생각을 하게 됐습니다.
A burger with gold powder is rare indeed. The special burger is now served to customers.
진짜 금이야.
맛은 어때?
금맛.
Gold powder has no distinctive taste in itself. However, a pinch of gold powder apparently makes the diners feel as if they're being treated as special guests.
금 때문인지 모르겠지만 더 맛있는 것 같아요. 잠시라도 귀족이 된 것 같은 느낌이에요.
This is an Oriental medicine clinic in Seoul. Most of the patients are women. The clinic is known for its special treatment making people look younger. First, patients receive meticulous checkups on their health condition and bodily type. Then they're guided into the treatment room. The doctor prepares something unusual for the treatment. It's medical thread coated with pure gold.
금사 치료를 받으시게 되면 기본적인 탄력 개선, 안색 정화 효과, 그리고 미백에 도움을 받으실 수 있습니다.
The treatment is said to boost metabolism and help the regeneration of the skin. The gold thread on a needle is applied to skin in the same way as acupuncture.
몸에 좋은 금이 들어가서 그런지 기분이 상당히 좋고요. 호강하는 것 같아요, 이 얼굴이.
Breaking away from its fixed image as a symbol of wealth, gold is now being used for everyday purposes. Now let's take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.